I'm better than a 20-year-old for health. I think a lot of that's due to my new diet that I've adopted because I see things getting better and better over time.
In a world obsessed with youth and short lives, one man fights against the inexorable passage of time. David Sinclair, professor at Harvard Medical School, is a pioneer in aging research. His groundbreaking work offers hope for a longer and healthier life for all. But the road there is lined with big challenges.
When I started at Harvard Medical School, it was considered crazy to try and slow down aging.
Sinclair's work has not come without setbacks. His research has been met with skepticism from colleagues in the scientific world, who believe it is impossible to defeat aging. He has also come under fire for his work with resveratrol, a natural substance he believes can extend lifespan. He has also battled personal tragedies.
I struggle trying to believe in things that I have no evidence for.
David Sinclair was born with a curiosity about the world and a strong drive to make a difference. Already at a young age he showed a talent for science and research. He studied at the University of New South Wales in Australia and received his doctorate in molecular genetics.
And he said, I thought I was going to fail, but do you see what I'm seeing? And I said, yeah, I see it. What are you seeing? I said, the future.
His early work focused on the role of genes in aging in yeast. Sinclair's breakthrough discovery came in 2003. He identified a protein, SIRT1, which was found to play a critical role in extending the lifespan of mice. This discovery opened a whole new front in the fight against aging and established Sinclair as a leading figure in the field.
We're going to be covering when to eat and also what to eat within 24-hour periods as well as over a year. Not just to maximize your wellness and how you feel and look, but how to maximize your overall longevity.
Sinclair has not been discouraged by his challenges. He pursues his research with tireless energy and passion. He is convinced that one day we will be able to defeat aging and live longer, healthier and more meaningful lives. David will explain what he believes to eat and not to eat for a healthy long life.
Well, I've made plenty of mistakes. I don't talk about my mistakes as much as I should probably, but I've had times where I ate the wrong things and ate too much and gained weight, and my inside tracker results were horrendous.
What food does David avoid eating? But before that we will look at some of his revolutionary research projects that are the basis for being able to live 150 years old today.
And I said, the eye, you kidding me? I know nothing about the eye. Blindness has never been cured.
David's team succeeded in curing mice that had glaucoma and cataracts. With David's technology, the eye was able to regenerate the nerve fibers in the eye so that the mice could see normally again. This technique can be used on all parts of the body and is revolutionary.
In my lab now, we can control aging very precisely, at will. We can speed it up as fast as we want in an animal and even reverse it. So aging is now controllable. We have the technology to control how fast we age. We can measure that, slow it down, and even reverse it. It's going to fundamentally change the course of human history. Chills, man.
Now let's listen to David's advice for food he always avoids to eat.
First is sugar. The big killer is sugar. Glucose, particularly fructose, is also pernicious. And if you give animals lots of glucose, and especially fructose, they will get fatty liver disease, they'll get diabetes. It's really bad. The best predictor of your long-term longevity that we know of is your blood sugar. When you've got high blood sugar, it attaches to a lot of proteins in your body. You become caramelized. Cancer cells, by the way, love sugar. They live on sugar, and that's another reason why you should try to keep it low. Try to avoid too much fruit, berries, particularly fruit juice. Definitely avoid that sugar high. Spiking your sugar is not healthy in the long run. Your body can make its own sugar. Your liver makes sugar. You just need to wait 2 weeks for it to get used to it. Our liver is pretty lazy, but after 2 weeks it learns, in the morning I have to make some sugar. And what I found is that my liver making sugar is a lot smarter than my eyes and my mouth eating sugar. There's even an order at which you can eat your meals to reduce the blood sugar spike. You can put the sugar at the end of the meal. You can quit something, but you don't have to be draconian about it. I still like to steal a few scoops of ice cream if I see it, but I'm not going to eat a giant bowl of ice cream every night. We now understand why cutting down on sugar is important. But if we need to, we can go for healthier alternatives. But there are substitutes. For example, monk fruit produces sugar. Allulose, stevia is a big one for me. Under the sugar branch, bread is one of the foods he has set out and have found immediate improvements in my biochemistry levels, particularly my glucose levels, is that if you eat a piece of toast for breakfast or heaven forbid, a giant glass of orange juice, you'll have this spike in sugar and you'll feel great. But then your body will put out too much insulin and suck that glucose out of your bloodstream and put you into a glucose deficit. And that's hypoglycemia. And then you're hungry, you've got ghrelin coming out into your body and you feel hungry and you need to eat something. The next thing I cut out was meat, and that improved my numbers even better. Cholesterol, triglycerides all came down, and I have a familial history, genetics of heart disease. And it's not just the protein, it's also the fat that comes along with the steak and whatever that I was eating. Well, I love meat. I would love to eat meat. It tastes really good. It's just the science says plants give you better bang for the buck for longevity than meat. The protein that's in plants has a ratio of amino acids that stimulates these longevity genes, the sirtuins, and another one called mTOR. And if you always eat meat every meal, your body's just not fighting aging the way it could if you ate more plants. I mean, you can eat meat occasionally. Fish, for example, has a lot of great omega-3 fatty acids. So I'm not against meat. I just think try to focus more on plants if you can. Third change was the dairy. I did that just to see what would happen. I figured it wouldn't matter. I'm not allergic to dairy. I'm not lactose intolerant. But it did have an effect. It made things even better. And what I think is going on, Shane, is that I was eating a large amount of protein, not just fat, but eggs and all that stuff. And now that I have less protein, I think that mTOR pathway that's really important for longevity in animals and probably people is really kicking in a way that had never done so before. The new research just over the last 2 years says that drinking alcohol every day is really not good for you. So I've cut out alcohol and I've focused on plants. But if
The road to a longer life is still long and challenging. But David Sinclair's work gives us hope for a future where we can defeat aging and live healthy.